and welcome to the Honda Hornet bike conversion bike build. If you're new to the channel, I'm Steve, and there's loads of previous videos. Go back, have a look. I think we're on episode 32 now, so loads to see. Go back, and if you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. And as I always say, please subscribe. We've just hit 1,500 subscribers, which is amazing, but now I want to go for 2,000 subscribers. Subscribing doesn't cost anything, but it really helps the channel. Liking the videos really helps the channel, or disliking the videos, and leave me a comment. I always try and respond to all the comments if I can. Like, subscribe, press the bell notification. The pole, it seems like the polished engine covers is just starting to take a little bit of a lead. As I say, I'm going to leave that till I've got a bit more of the bike built, and then we can get a better idea for colour. If you're new and you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the community tab and there's little polls for things like colour and stuff like that. So this time I'm going to be altering the exhaust headers that I got from eBay. I've been cleaning them up, still need a bit more cleaning, but I'm going to alter it so that the exhaust runs just out the side, and I'm going to put a stubby can on. That's the way I've decided to go. I've looked at 2 or 3 exhausts, but I think this is the way to go, something minimal, obviously keeping the cost down. So this is the can I'm going to use, a little stubby can. Cost me £18 from eBay. It's a copy of a Akrapovic exhaust can, but it is all stainless steel. So I don't know how they're making for that, but that's the one I'm going to go for. I've thought about it, I've looked at loads of different ones, so that's the way I'm going to go. So let's get on, put the exhaust can on. So the old exhaust headers used to come up here and the exhaust out the back there. So what I've done is I've cut the tail end off, but I've left a little bit. So I just cut it off rough, left a little bit on, because this as well is 42 millimeters, and most modern end cans go on to 50 millimeters. So I've cut that off, and my idea is this. So that originally was on there and went up under there, so I've chopped it off, left a little stubby end, and this is the size that is more modern. So what am I thinking is that can weld onto there and bring the exhaust, it'll need shortening, but this is the can I'm working on at the moment, so that will go on there and come out something like that. But I'm going to shorten the pipe. Trying to explain this with handfuls of stuff. I'm going to shorten the pipe so that the can is literally like that, just tucked underneath there. So I need next to no bend on it. Now this is really solid because of the bolt here, so I don't think I'm going to need something off the can to hold it, but I've put all the footrest back on just so. Can you hear that? Birds on the roof. I've put the footrest back on just so I don't end up putting it somewhere where putting the can somewhere where that wants to go. So the first job is to shorten this, so I've just got the bend on there, and then I can shorten this end to where I need it. I don't know whether that filming worked. The camera seems to have frozen up while I was cutting, so I'll show you it all again, but obviously can't uncut this. So what I've done is I've put this onto the bike to get the angle that I want, and then measured it from where you can see where the bend is 40 millimeters because that's what's inside there, and then I know that it will fit nicely on there, and that goes in nicely there. And as you can see, I could probably shorten it a little bit more, but I'll have a look at that and see what that looks like. So hopefully I got that on camera. If we didn't, I can't do it again. Just to show you, I put that on there, that was as short as I can get that, and then I tried that, and now it's been cut. Obviously I'm leaving this down at the bottom just so it's not in the way, so that fits now like that, which is quite nice. I could probably get that a little bit shorter, but it's going to be right onto the bend. Just out of curiosity, that's where the hanger is. I'd have to make a new hanger. I think that because that's bolted there and that is so short, once that's got a clamp on it, it isn't going to move. I don't think it can move. When you look at that, it looks like it could go into the bend a little bit more. There is plenty inside there for the clamp. That's the other end with virtually no straight part on, and that does go in quite a long way. So I think I'm safe to take off another 10 millimeters. I'm going to take 10 more millimeters off, so that will go to about there. But there's plenty. I'm going to grind these off. I'm not putting it on springs, so there's plenty for the exhaust clamp to go on. So I'll shorten that. I think that's as short as I'm going to get it. I don't know if it came out before, but these are mandrel bends, stainless steel mandrel bends. This is a 45 degree, and this was £12 off eBay. So it's not the end of the world if you mess one up, but they're nicely bent and a decent thickness. I think a 1.5 millimeter wall thickness, so you would decent for welding. This is not the easiest thing to film, so again I'll put this to the bottom just so it's out of the way, and that's going to go on something like that. And that will mount like that. Keep that out very slightly. Keep that out very slightly in case the wheel goes forward, although it's probably in about its right position. And that's come out quite nicely. So the next job is that sits lovely on there, is to mark that. I don't want to weld under here. Mark that 2 or 3 spots, take it off and tack it on, then recheck it. So what I did was I cut off the little excess piece, didn't need that, cleaned up the weld a bit where that piece of pipe had been welded in, then lined that up and tacked it in 3 places, which would have been a lot easier if I hadn't been filming it. So I'll put this on the bike and I'll check that it's in the right place, and if that's okay then I'll fully weld it. So it's hard to film and show you at the same time, but if that was tight well, I can't do it, you'll just have to take my word for it. That's as close as I can go with that for the brake pedal, and that I could have got that in a little bit closer. I think I probably could have got that a little bit closer. I might have to have a fiddle. So basically that's what it's going to look like. So I'll take that back off, I'll weld it up, and that should be about right. I'll find the lip clamp that comes out and then double check that. So I've welded the bit of pipe on, and what I've done is I've cut the little brackets, the little spring clip things for putting it up, mounting it with springs. I've cut them off, cleaned it up a little bit. I'm going to spend some time polishing this up, and I've cut 4 slots in so that when the clamp goes on, it nips it up nice and tight. I haven't cut that off yet because I'm not 100% aware it's going to go. I think it's going to have to go, and I'm pretty sure that the exhaust is going to be rock solid, and I'm not going to need that, so that'll be quite nice. Just got to be really careful cutting it off and then polishing it out. Those polished out quite nicely where they'd been welded on, so I've got no reason to believe that that won't. So I'll mount that up, and this is what it looks like, and hopefully everybody quite likes that. I like the stubby, almost non-existent exhaust can, although I could put a different exhaust can on if I got one. Now it's a standard sort of 50mm pipe. The other thing I can do with this is I can get a removable baffle to go in there, a decibel killer, to knock it back if it's ridiculously loud. We'll see. And that just slips in the end and drill a little screw in there. We'll see about that. So that's it, I think, for this week. Good progress. Now that's done, once I'm 100% sure that's right, I've got some new exhaust gaskets. I'll mount up the headers of the exhaust, bolt it up. That won't move. There's a little bit more polishing up to do. It's coming up really nice. And then the radiator can go on. It just makes life easier to do it that way. Next week, I think I'm going to start laying out the wiring. I've been measuring. I've got some wire, and I think I'm going to start connecting up some of the wiring harness, or altering the wiring harness. It's something that nobody seems to like doing, but I know that it was all working. So in theory, it's just a case of shortening or lengthening wires, depending. So that'll be next week. I will see you next Wednesday.